Welcome back to Ask Cindy. If you've ever struggled with manifesting because you can't visualize, I want to reassure you that this is not the end of the world. Many people experience the same challenge, and it doesn't mean you can't manifest. In fact, here are 13 powerful ways to manifest your desires without ever needing to visualize. I'm going to share these methods with you today, and in the end, we'll use one of the most powerful tools, my favorite, the no mind technique, the no technique, using the law of reverse effort in your favor. Let's dive in, shall we? First one, feeling it real. Feeling it is the most powerful tool you have when you can't visualize. Focus on the emotions. Your heart, perhaps, is the greatest guide. The subconscious speaks in two languages. One is pictures, yes, but it is not the only language it speaks in. The other language, the most primitive language it is always used, is emotions. It speaks to you from emotions. That's why even your gut speaks emotion. It's the most primitive part of you and the most effective way to communicate with your subconscious. The heart leads the mind in manifestation by feeling the emotions as if your desire is already here. You send powerful signals to your subconscious this way. Heart brain coherence is a key method you can use. Your emotions guide your energy, and when you feel it real, you align your frequency with your desires. So, how can you practice it? You sit quietly and imagine how you would feel if your desires were already here. Embrace emotions such as gratitude, joy, peace, and excitement, and allow them to expand throughout your body. Breathe coherently. A heart coherent breath is essentially a breath that involves breathing in to the count of five and breathing out to the count of five. This instantly gets your mind and heart aligned. You can also touch your third eye and your heart simultaneously to draw your attention to both. If you can't, I know visualizing what I normally do if I could visualize would be to use a cord to attach my heart to my mind. But if I can't do that simply enough, I can just touch both areas to draw my attention to this, um, and feel it deeply for a moment while you breathe. It's that simple. Second one, scripting. Scripting is essentially writing your desires as if they've already happened. This technique works because it taps directly into the subconscious through words, emotions, even without visual imagery. It's so easy. Remember, if you write it down, it happens. It's that simple. And a lot of us forget and we get away from these tools, and they can really be helpful. So, how to practice? You can write in the present tense or you can write as if it's already happened and write as though your desires have already manifested. For example, I am so happy and grateful now that I have financial abundance. As you write, immerse yourself in the emotion of the reality. Remember what I said. At the end of the day, your subconscious speaks two languages. Yes, it speaks in pictures, and yes, it also speaks in emotion. Emotion is its first language. Third, affirmations. Affirmations are simple but incredibly powerful. Repeating positive statements, especially in the mirror, as if you're giving your mirror an order, is extremely helpful in reprogramming your mind. Align your energy with what you want to manifest. How to practice. Choose affirmations that resonate with your desires. Repeat them out loud or in your mind with feeling and conviction. Feel the truth behind the words as if they're already happening. Like I said, saying them in the mirror is extremely effective. Other tips I'm going to give you, something as simple as when you're brushing your hair in the morning, instead of using your dominant hand, use your opposite hand while saying this in the mirror. This simple act forms new neural pathways and will also help program the subconscious quickly. Gratitude. I can't tell you how effective gratitude is. Gratitude is one of the most powerful emotional states you can experience. It raises your vibration and creates positive attraction for more of what you're grateful for. Energy goes where your attention goes. And if you start naming things that you're extremely grateful for, you add to that energy because your focus is there. So, how can you practice this? Every day, take a moment to express gratitude for what you already have and for what's coming your way. Feel that deeply because, again, feeling is the most important part. And even for the things that seem small, it goes a long way. Fifth step, inspired action. Manifestation just doesn't just happen by thinking or feeling alone. The way that you show your mind you mean business is by taking inspired action in the direction of what it is that you wish to manifest. So, taking inspired action when it's presented to you is very important. The universe responds to actions that come from an aligned and inspired place. So, how can you practice this? Pay attention when you get intuitive nudges. Take small actions based on these feelings. It doesn't have to be grand gestures. Simple little steps in that direction will light up the pathway that goes towards your manifestation. And don't worry if you don't have a clear path. Just take whatever inspired step feels right. 6.1, meditation on the feeling of it already having it. Meditation really helps release resistance. A lot of the times, manifestations don't happen or occur because of our resistance. We really want something and we can't let it go. We can't detach. We've created resistance. We don't believe something can happen and it seems too far-fetched. We have resistance. So meditation really helps loosen that up. Even without a clear picture, focusing on the feeling of having a desire can create the necessary energetic shift. So, how can you practice this? Imagine sitting quietly and imagine the emotion of having your desire fulfilled. Engage all of your senses. Feel the joy, the relief, the peace, or any emotion that would come with your manifestation. You don't necessarily have to be able to picture things, but if you can feel things real, you are 99% there. 7. Wait, before I move on, let me give one more tip. Okay. When it comes to dealing with resistance, I can't stress enough. See, everything in this world has a shortcut or a workaround. And another one that you can use is using actual physical resistance while focusing on something that you want. So, an example of this would be say you are focusing on having a specific desired body and you lift weights with that goal in mind, or you're focusing on having a romantic relationship and you feel like it's impossible to have one for whatever reason, they always go south or whatever, doesn't matter. In those moments, you stay focused on your desire and you lift weights along with that. It takes less than 21 days to rewire your brain if you stick with this. So, again, you don't need to visualize anything, but you can use these little tricks. At the end of the day, it comes to the workarounds and rewiring your neural pathways. All right. 7, act as if. The act as if method involves behaving though your manifestation has already occurred. This creates a frequency match between your actions and desires and signaling to the universe that you're ready to receive. So, how can you practice? Start acting as though your desire is already here. If you want abundance, manage your money as though you already are abundant. If you want love, begin to embody the feelings and behaviors of someone in a loving, healthy relationship. 8, visualization through writing. Here's the thing. Even if you can't visualize in your mind's eye, you can still create vivid imagery through writing. In fact, that's what I do all the time. I love to create through my words, and writing really engages your mind in a powerful way. It creates an emotional connection to your desire. So, how can you practice? You essentially write detailed descriptions of your ideal life, including sensory details. How does it feel, smell, sound, taste? Write it as if it's already happening and focus on the emotions while you write. 9. An old standard and true from the law of attraction, vision boards. Vision boards serve as a visual reminder of your desire. While it's not about visualizing in the traditional sense, it really helps your mind stay focused on what you want to manifest and keeps you emotionally connected to your desires. A lot of times when you are creating these vision boards, if you can create it with a sense of joy and anticipation, knowing that this is what's going to draw you near and you stay focused, that's enough. Again, energy goes where you place your focus. So it creates a real sense of this is where I'm going. And if you notice people talking about them, and they still do to this day, they'll say, "Here's the picture that I posted on my board, and here's my actual picture of me doing this thing." Whatever it happens to be. So just because it's old and true and maybe a little, what seems a little outdated, doesn't mean it doesn't work anymore. How can you practice it? Create a vision board with images, words, and symbols that represent your desire. Look at it daily and let your emotions flow as you connect to these images. See the theme here? Emotion. You don't need to be able to visualize, but you can feel things in. Right. 10. Emotional freedom technique, EFT. EFT involves tapping on meridian points while speaking positive affirmations. This technique is great for clearing emotional blocks and increasing emotional alignment with your desire. How to practice? Tap on the energy points of your body while saying affirmations or focusing on releasing any limiting beliefs or negative emotions that may be holding you back. It's really simple. One of my favorite EFT tappers, Brad Yates, he's someone you can look up so that you can see how to do it if you're not familiar with where the meridian points are. Essentially, they're your karate chop point, the top of your head, the eyebrow, the side of your eye, underneath your lip, underneath your nose, underneath your lip, uh, down below towards your chest, clavicle area, and underneath your arm. But again, like I said, look at Brad Yates, Google him, and you will see how to do it. He's very useful. 11. Music and sound. Music is a fourth dimensional language. If you think about it, listening to music can be extremely helpful, but it's also programming. You have to be very careful about the lyrics that you choose. It pay attention to what it is, but nowadays, now that the people know about manifestation, there's tons of music available that are manifestation related. So music essentially can raise your vibration and help you manifest by getting you into the emotional state of alignment with your desires. So how can you practice this? Listen to music that makes you feel uplifted and empowered. As you listen, let yourself sink into the emotion of feeling good. The more you align emotionally with your desires, the stronger your manifestation will be. Okay? And as you can see, 12, using your emotions to manifest. The heart is one of the most effective leaders in manifestation. I've been saying it throughout this whole episode. Your emotions directly communicate with your subconscious, so creating inner alignment is necessary for manifestation. Focus on emotions associated with your desire by feeling the desires as if it's already real. You send this energetic signal to universe and this will start shifting your reality. And last but not least, my absolute favorite technique. Okay? Never mind. I've reached the point in my manifestation journey where I don't have to make a lot of effort. I declare something once and it happens. And this is one of those times. And a lot of it comes from having practiced all of these manifestation techniques and developing a certain trust. There have been times where I have created some of the most impossible things that I just didn't even realize were even a possibility. And as a result, my faith has really grown. And this makes this technique the easiest, most effective one for me. It's the least resistant, so let's talk about it. This is where the no mind technique comes in, the last most profound method for manifestation. No mind involves choosing any of the methods above, applying it simply once. Okay, I want you to think of this as like cooking with a crock pot. Okay, you're cooking your reality with a crock pot. You are setting it, putting all the ingredients in. That involves choosing one of these methods, okay, and forgetting it. And when you come back, your reality is cooked to perfection. Yeah. Okay. I want you to think of it like this. Um, and so essentially, you apply it once and then detach completely from the outcome. This technique taps into the power of reverse effort, my favorite law, universal law for manifestation, which means letting go of control. In the Tao Te Ching, it often talks about the master control things by not controlling them. This is how he has control. It's a paradox, but it is true to this day. And trusting the process is very important. When you stop forcing, you allow the universe to move freely, bring your desires without resistance. So, how can you practice this? I'll go over it simply because a lot of times I'm asked, well, how do you do this? So, pick one of the 12 methods you resonate with, whether it's feeling it real, affirmations, or gratitude, or any of these. Apply it once with full emotion and conviction. Spend some time 10, 15 minutes, but this is the cooking part of placing all your ingredients in the crock pot. Okay. Then let it go completely. Trust that it is already done. Once you have this, I want you to trust your inspired actions, those little nudges when you feel guided. I don't want you to obsess over the outcome, and I don't want you to obsess over what inspired action to take. You'll know. They won't make sense or they'll feel like absolute genius moments. Take those inspired actions. Let go of the how. Allow things to unfold naturally. That's why I call it the no technique or the no effort technique, because there isn't much involved here. Most of it entails letting the universe do all the heavy lifting. So if you can't visualize, don't worry. I just gave you at least 13 different powerful techniques to manifest your desires. The key is connecting with your emotions, trusting the process, and detaching from the outcome. Remember, your heart leads the way. Guiding your emotions and your mind follows. Using the no mind technique and the law of reverse effort means you can manifest with ease without forcing or struggling. Thanks for tuning in. Start experimenting with these methods today and let me know how they work for you. Until next time, trust the process and keep manifesting with your heart. Namaste.